The Meridionali Ro.37 Lince was a two-seater Italian reconnaissance biplane, a product of the Industrie Meccaniche Aeronautiche Meridionali company. It appeared in 1934 and had a composite structure of wood and metal. The aeroplane first saw operational duty in the Second Italo-Ethiopian War and Spanish Civil War, and during the Second World War it saw duty on almost all fronts, except for Russia and the English Channel. It followed the Ro.1 as the main reconnaissance aircraft for the Italian Army. Design and development. A contest was held by the Regia Aeronautiche for a light reconnaissance aircraft and a heavier aeroplane. The first was to have had 350 km/h maximum speed, 5 hours endurance, 3 machine guns and a bomblets dispenser armor, and the capability to operate from improvised airfields. The heavier aircraft was to have had 325 km/h maximum speed, at least 1,300 km endurance, 7,000 meters ceiling, climb to 5,000 meters in 19 minutes, 3 crew, 5 weapons, a high wing and other details. Limited production of the IMAM Ro.30, an improved Ro.1 with a defensive turret and better engine, resulted. It was rejected by the Regio Esercito and not chosen for production, being capable only of 200 km/h, 5 hours endurance, a climb rate of 4,000 meters in 20 minutes, and having 3 weapons. IMAM did not give up after the modest success of the Ro.30 and so designed a new aircraft, the Ro.37, which first flew in 1933. This was a biplane of mixed construction, with 2 seats, and a 560 horsepower Fiat-30 inline engine. It reached 300 km/h and perhaps even more with this engine, the same as that of the Fiat CR-32. The Ro.37 had a 7,000-meter ceiling, 3,000 meters climb in 11 minutes, over 1,200 kilometers endurance, 3 machine guns, 12 15-kilogram bombs, and good agility. It was similar to the Hawker Hind, rather than a light army aircraft, and its performance was similar to the later Westland Lysander, but the contemporary British design was the Hawker Hector. The Ro.37 was later fitted with the 600 horsepower Piaggio P.IX radial engine. The better reliability of this engine was considered more desirable, and so this was the main version produced. Operational service. The Ro.37 served as standard equipment in observation units for many years. However, during World War II, and particularly on the African front, the aeroplane was used in other roles, including tactical support and fighter duty. 103 Squadron was equipped in mid-1935 and swiftly employed in Ethiopia during the Second Italo-Ethiopian War. In December 1935 this unit was sent to Italian Somaliland, and eventually another 4 squadrons went to this theater: 105, 108, 109, and 110 squadrons, for a total of 10 Ro.37 and 41 Ro.37 bis. With the end of operations, 110 Squadron remained in the theater, deployed in counterinsurgency tasks and serving as reinforcement for isolated garrisons. In the meantime, the Ro.37 also served in the Spanish Civil War, with the first 10 arriving in late 1936. Another 26 went to this theater and were used for many missions and tasks. They were used as assault aircraft, even though they were unarmored. The results were satisfactory, and some were even converted to a single-seat machine for use as attack fighters. The 2-seat versions were used as heavy fighters, providing protection for S-81 bombers from Republican I-15s. It is not known if there were any air-to-air victories. The Ro.37 was generally liked by pilots, and the only complaint was that aircraft was prone to damage to the undercarriage, and had some engine faults. The aircraft was produced until 1939 with a total of 569 produced, and as late as 1940 there were provisions to have 17 squadron equipped with this machine. In fact, the Ro.37 continued to be used as reconnaissance aircraft for years, since its replacement, the Caproni California 311, proved unsatisfactory. Ro.37s were also quite widely exported, and about 280 were in service in 1940, in 30 squadrons consisting of 215 aircraft. Some were in service up to 1943 and perhaps even later. They were very vulnerable, but in World War II Italy did not have sufficient resources to produce a better observation aircraft. Not even the IMAM Ro.37, a superior aircraft, similar to the Fieseler Fi-156 Storch, but with more endurance. Ro.45, the last of the classic biplanes made by IMAM, was an enhanced Ro.37. It was 10.37 meters length, with a 12.32 meters wingspan. First flight was on the 10th of December 1935. The 820 horsepower Isotta Frascini Asoci RC40 engine boosted maximum speed to 350 km per hour, ceiling to 8,000 meters, and endurance to 2,250 km. Destined for long-range reconnaissance and light bombing, it remained a single prototype for unknown reasons. Perhaps it was rated too costly. The improvements over the Ro.37 were not adequate. Variants: Ro.37 reconnaissance biplane, Ro.37 bis improved version, Ro.43 Regia Marina reconnaissance floatplane, Ro.44 Regia Marina single-seat fighter floatplane. Operators: Afghanistan Afghan Air Force, Austria Austrian Air Force, Ecuador Ecuadorian Air Force, Hungary Hungarian Air Force, Kingdom of Italy Regia Aeronautiche, Aviazione Legionaria 36 aircraft, Spain Spanish Air Force, Uruguay Uruguayan Air Force. Specifications: general characteristics: crew 2, length 28 feet 1 in, wingspan 36 feet 4 in, height 10 feet 4 in, wing area 337.46 square feet, empty weight 3,494 pounds, max takeoff weight 5,335 pounds, power plant 1 times Piaggio P. IXRC 49-cylinder air-cooled radial piston engine, 560 horsepower. Performance: maximum speed 205 miles per hour. Cruise speed 155 miles per hour. Range 696 miles. Service ceiling 23,620 feet. Armament: 2 7.7 mm fixed forward firing breeder SAF-80 machine guns, 1 7.7 mm flexible mount machine gun in rear cockpit, 397 pounds of bombs on under fuselage racks.